Hey guys, Paos and Ramos. This past Friday night, the Miami Dolphins faced the Atlanta Falcons in their preseason Week 1 matchup, where they ended up losing 19-3, and it was a pretty sloppy game from the Miami Dolphins in all aspects, but there were a few bright moments, but it was almost few and far in between. But we're going to get into some highlights first. We have Godwin Igwebuike, 11-yard touchdown run. That would put the Atlanta Falcons up 7-0. Big run by Myles Gaskin. He gained 35 yards here, and helped the Dolphins move the chains in a night that it was very hard for them to do so. It was few and far in between. We have Logan Woodside, and he got sacked. This is D. Alford. Am I believing that? Yeah, D. Alford with a 79-yard punt return touchdown. This was put up the Atlanta Falcons up early. Skylar Thompson throws a pick six to Breon Borders. And that is pretty much all the scoring summary. We have a field goal from Jesus Sanders. I don't know if you guys want to see that. But a few sacks there for the Miami Dolphins, pretty big for them. But the offensive line play, man, for the Miami Dolphins was not great, especially guys that were out there fighting for one of the open guard positions. It wasn't looking great. Liam Eichenberg just was struggling. It just wasn't right, and the competition is wide open still there, so it should be interesting to see how it goes. I wasn't very impressed with Mike White or Skylar Thompson, but by the time Skylar Thompson got in, it was like the backups of the offensive line, and he got sacked a lot. Sacked 4 times for a loss of 31 yards. Meanwhile, Mike White in the first half just not doing great. 9 of 14, 85 yards. There are a lot of unfortunate events there, but 1 interception, and also Skylar Thompson threw 2 interceptions, one of which were returned for a touchdown. The running attack wasn't much there. Devon Achane had 10 carries for 25 yards, and the longest one was 6. Just wasn't looking good. He was averaging 2.5 yards. He is speedy, though. So if he can get, turned loose, that could be interesting. Another offensive standout was Eric Uzama for the Miami Dolphins. 2 receptions for 52 yards. 2 rushing carries for 52 yards, but he also had a couple of receptions, 3 receptions for 15 yards. But he broke out a big one for 39 yards. And aside from that, rushing attack wasn't anything too crazy. Falcons didn't really do much rushing. Receiving, though, is where they did most of their damage. They had a 50-yard receiver, Xavier Malone, 2 receptions, 50 yards off of 2 targets, longest of 27. So both big catches by him. Devon Achane did pretty well in receiving, though, 4 receptions, 41 yards, longest of 19. So the offense was neither here or there. The defense, I know a lot of guys were sitting out on both sides of the ball, but defense just wasn't making the stops that they needed to allow all that scoring. Special teams allowing a punt return back. It's not good, but it is preseason, so take it all with a grain of salt. I think the biggest thing to watch in the Miami Dolphins for sure will be the offensive line for this preseason, and just seeing which cream rises to the top. But from what we saw against the Falcons, it wasn't great. So, just a lot of stuff for the Dolphins to build on, but baby steps. Season's only 4 weeks away. I think they're satisfied with a lot of the players that they have, that they know they're going to play all the time and start and be key factors throughout the season. But aside from that, just filling out the rest of the roster. It's going to be interesting. A lot of guys trying to prove themselves, and just a few things that are just going to be filled, and that's pretty much it. The roles are pretty much locked in for the Dolphins. But that pretty much wraps it up for this game, post-game review. But see you guys next week. for the Miami Dolphins' second preseason game. And that's when they're on the road at the Houston Texans, 4 p.m. on the 19th, which is a Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.